All right, check this out. First ever world premiere, baby.
Hey.
World premiere for Spitwad is the podcast. That's the name, baby.
Spitwad it is.
Know what I mean? We got right here. I'll let them introduce themselves. We got
Xpression, X to P, you know what I'm saying? 760 Coachella Valley.
and then we got
Ronnie King, keyboardist.
yeah. He ain't just a
I love the way he
keyboardist,
says
people.
that.
I know, right?
I love how he
pretty
says
modest, pretty modest about it, man. He ain't just a keyboard, people. Hey, he wouldn't be sitting here because this is a world premiere. He's the first guest on the podcast. And if he was just a keyboardist, he wouldn't be sitting here. So we're going to get in depth here. We're going to talk about who our guest is because
Yes.
he's our guest right here. Ronnie King,
Ronnie
Coachella
King.
Valley. He is a figure in the industry. He is someone who's been around and then some around the block. So I grew up actually listening to all his music. I've been hearing about his music since I was like youngins and all that. You know where the deal is. But what we got is a set of questions for him, and Ronnie's ready to talk. He's ready to spit. Are you ready, Ronnie?
I am. How do I look for almost 60 years old?
You
Pretty
look
good.
great.
I mean, you got to be at least.
I'm 25.
Right. And if he says he's been listening to my music the whole time, I'll be like, dang, you're going back like 25 years.
Yeah.
For the hits.
You know what I'm
25
saying?
years of hits.
Right.
Right.
100%,
Right.
100%.
You weren't even born, were you, John?
No. Just turned 30 years old. Still young. Man.
X
You did,
was what?
huh?
How old were
I
you?
just turned
How
30,
were you?
man.
He was
when,
like-
when was your first hit? When was your first hit?
91.
91. How old were you, X?
He was 5.
Oh, I wasn't even born yet. I wasn't born until 92.
Ah!
Wasn't
See?
even born yet, bro. Wasn't even born
You
yet.
weren't even born yet, and Ronnie King was hitting the charts.
Crazy.
But here's the crazy thing, though.
Yeah.
Born in 92, but I still, all the music I ended up growing up with and taking a liking to, come to find out Ronnie was on all that. Like, for instance, The Busy Bone.
As you were growing
The
up.
Busy Bone, bro.
As
Like,
you
the
were
When
growing up.
Thugs Cry, that's like one of my
That's
favorites.
so weird.
Come to find out, and I didn't.
Right.
Come to find out, I'm in the studio with Ronnie, and I'm looking, because, I'm looking at the plaques, and I'm, learning more about Ronnie as we're working, and I'm discovering more stuff. And he's like, oh, that? Oh. Doom, 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 doom.
Right. And so we
I'm
know what
like-
we're talking about, but what is your first hit? Let our audience know. What was your first hit when he wasn't even born? What was it?
The song that John Frusciardo loved, because
Which
that was
one?
a hit to him.
What was it? Let our audience know.
That was that could have been Heaven's Movie
This
album.
movie album, yeah.
Okay.
Was that the first one you kicked off with? So
No,
did you kick off with,
no. Shit. First hit was with HWA, Hose with Attitude, which, unless you're a hip hop real connoisseur,
Oof.
you would know who that is.
Connoisseur.
But this goes just right in the taint area because there were 3 hot black girls. Can you say black?
Okay. Okay.
Can you say black?
Produced by Eazy-E.
Eazy-E was
Tony
the
G
production.
on
Tony G, the Cuban with the cigar.
Julio G.
Hey, shout out to Tony G.
Julio G, the DJ from Power 106.
Cogswell Avenue, East Side, L.A.
Wow.
Easy was still alive, and that thing went platinum.
You're
man.
throwing some names out there, Ronnie.
Well, I'm a
names out
hip hop
there.
historian.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, you know how he does it.
I remember, I mean, Tony is a figure.
Tony's super.
Yeah,
He's a
he was Cuban, L.A.
Yeah.
producer. Actually, I was just told by Mellow Man Ace the other day that he was the first Latin gold record in hip hop. Not Big Pun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Everybody always thought it was
Wow.
Big Pun.
Okay.
So he's out now telling the story, and I'm with it because
Okay.
it seems like sometimes people forget what the real story is.
Right.
If you have a story.
Right.
If you don't have a story, you're making it up. Damn.
Ah.
Hey, TikTok, make it up. Twitter,
So Ronnie
Make
King
it
comes
up.
with a hit.
Facebook, really make it up.
Right.
Right.
So Ronnie King comes with a hit in 91, right? What's Ronnie King like in 91?
touring with Timmy T.
Timmy T.
One more try.
Timmy T.
I didn't know
Is
how
he from Fresno?
much I loved you.
Oh my God.
Managed by Jerry Heller.
I had no idea.
You know Jerry.
Yeah,
Manager for
You
15
should have known that.
Managed you for 15 years.
Wow.
Not just me, Timmy T.
Oh no, that's beautiful.
I never knew that.
Timmy,
Is he really from Fresno?
first
Is he from Fresno?
Latino, well, I'm not going to say maybe the first Latino, but Latino brother from Fresno
Okay, so he
spent
is.
$800 on a track called One More Try.
Yeah.
Sold double plaques, boom, touring the world on $800.
Wow.
And this is where Ronnie King was at that moment.
At the same time.
At that time.
Yeah, I would go from Easy Studio and then I would go on tour with this cat because he was playing freaking
So during that time, were you signed to anybody? Were you with Death Row at that time?
No, I was with Jerry Heller.
You were Jerry. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jerry Heller.
If you're with
So how did
Jerry
you-
Heller, you don't have to be
You don't have to-
everywhere else because he's
Right.
looking out.
Right.
So we know who Jerry Heller is. We're in the industry.
Well,
so
that's how John
who
and
is-
John
let,
and I
let
met.
our audience know who Jerry Heller is. Who is Jerry Heller? If you had to speak it to
Are
a
you-
Joe Schmo. To a Joe Schmo and our audience. Who is Jerry
Well, for the
Jerry
Coachella
Heller?
Valley, Jerry Heller was the owner of Ruthless Records.
Boom.
But that was just the swan. That was just the attention getter. He
Got
was
it.
easy. He was
Got
in the
it.
movie and blah, blah. But
Got
way before that,
Okay.
he had a career way, way before that.
And Jerry Heller
So,
was
that's hip hop historian shit, though.
your manager. Right,
That's
right,
hip hop
right, right,
historical shit.
Historical.
right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Historical for sure.
I mean, the
man.
deals he's done in this. And let's talk about that.
What has he
I
done?
think what we're alluding to is it's not what you've done, because everybody does everything.
Right.
Sure.
Right.
Everybody's like my friends always say, everybody's got a story.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
It's like sometimes when I do interviews like this, I feel like I'm in the fucking movie Training Day. You dig what I'm saying?
I hear you.
And I'm reading the newspaper, and this, you know the scene.
Right.
He goes, "This shit entertains me. That's why I read it." But
Absolutely.
you want to tell me your story so bad.
Right.
You tell me the story. What is your story?
Right.
Right.
And everybody's just, that's all it is right now. We're just, one tells, in my circle of friends, we call it topping. You're a topper. So
Got
a
it.
guy will go, "Hey
Got
man,
it.
I flew my plane today." Right?
Well, I got 2 planes.
Topper. Right.
Okay.
And the guy really does have 2 planes.
right.
But that still don't make it right.
Right.
And it's that way in music and in hip hop and all this podcasting and whatever. It's like, what's the point?
Right.
Unless we're, one, solving some problems for
Sure.
people, educating, which we just did with some hip hop historian shit.
Right.
Let me ask you guys some questions.
Sure.
Okay,
Shoot.
Public Enemy.
Ooh. Who?
Public Enemy. Just 2 words.
Ooh.
Public Enemy.
911 is shooting your call.
Brand Nubian.
Oof. You're talking back in the day.
Steely Dan.
Black Moon type of stuff.
Steely Dan.
Steely
you know.
Dan?
But you know what? All those guys are right here from the desert.
Steely Dan?
No, just joking.
No.
I was bringing it back to the
Oh,
Coachella
fuck.
Valley. Okay, let's bring this back to the Coachella Valley because it's important. Because
Yeah.
we're all from Coachella Valley. The crew behind us shooting this thing is from the Coachella Valley.
Coachella Valley, baby.
So let's just move it on.
Absolutely.
Let's
So
talk about music and the Coachella Valley.
thank you. And you originate from?
Southside, Indio, Jackson Street. Yeah.
All right.
Over by
Oh,
Mecca
man.
Vineyard.
OG style.
Indio.
Dude,
So-
Mecca Vineyard. Dude, you wouldn't
Wow.
even have made it to India. I used to walk to Indio High School from there.
Gee,
Oh, let me talk.
It was
Dude,
wild back then. Man.
in those date trees, there's a lot of shit going on, bro.
Yeah.
In the date trees.
South
Try walking from one side of the date orchard to
Right,
the other. Come
right,
to my
right.
ranch.
Right.
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 Come to my ranch right now and walk through the fucking 40 acres of dates and then go and buy other. Walk 200 acres of date trees and see what the fuck you'll find in those day
Oh,
trips.
holes in the desert.
This is some Coachella. But this is the story about Coachella.
Right.
Right.
It is, yeah.
Right? You guys are from here.
So bring the audience up to speed. Indio, California is in the Coachella Valley. Coachella Valley is in Southern Cali. If y'all don't know where Indio is, it's right next to, it's actually Coachella, the Festival of Coachella.
Oh,
the International
Oh my
Coachella.
God.
That's,
You had to say it.
it's in the city of Indio.
Right.
Right.
It's in the city, and a lot of people equate it with Coachella,
Coachella.
the city.
Right.
But it's not. It's actually in the city of Indio.
That's
and this
right.
is where
I
Ronnie
grew-
King grew up.
Yet they call it the city
Hey.
of festivals too.
So he was born in
City of
Coachella. Damn it. Right?
It was so funny. I wrote this lyric one time when I was living in Long Beach for like 10 years, right? I was like, been in Long Beach for years before it was fashion. Wrong park shows, everybody was mashing. Take my mind to the pier. Just when something becomes a fad and you're there,
Right.
you're just in your vortex, man.
100%, man.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You're
So-
just in your vortex.
So by the time you hit Jerry Heller and he's your manager, you're living in the Coachella Valley? Or-
We should rewind it though. 'Cause
No,
how
no, I
do
was
you,
living in
how do you
Hollywood.
just get to Jerry Heller though?
Yeah.
Like, how do we just get? How does somebody just
Right.
wake up and just get to Jerry?
Oh, yeah.
Let's take it back.
How
to,
does that happen?
Let's take it back to your childhood, bro. When your
no,
childhood
it wasn't my childhood, but I'll tell you how I got to Jerry Heller.
in the music and stuff.
Me and my brother Bobby were two white dudes, and we had a rap group called Pseudo Negro.
Okay.
Pseudo Negro.
And if you know Spanish, motherfucker, you
Yeah.
know that shit goes deep.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
go into
Yeah.
Compton.
Oh.
Two white dudes, but I had the Moog.
Okay.
I was playing.
Okay.
And my brother was a rapper DJ, so it was just me and him.
Right.
He was DJing.
Bobby.
And I was spinning. He was spinning, and I was doing the thing. We go play at a place called World on Wheels.
Ooh.
Club.
That's where every NWA, Arabian
Okay.
Prince,
Okay.
Suge, the whole freaking town of Compton, LA, Watts, West Side, Venice, everybody would go to this place called the World on Wheels to roller skate.
To roller skate.
Roller skate.
Roller skating.
That was my
World
question.
on Wheels.
The roller
are we
skate.
You
talking-
hip hop historians, bro.
Oh, man.
You guys gotta.
Woo!
I'm gonna call it out right now.
Man.
If you don't
Oh,
know LA history,
man.
dude, Arabian Prince.
Woo!
Damn.
I mean, homeboy, you were just hanging out with the other day.
Yeah, Arabian Prince was he was going to show up that day.
Dude.
Saturday. He was going to be there.
Oh, he,
Right.
yeah,
right.
yeah.
I play golf with him. He's a great guy.
Yeah,
for
he was
years.
gonna- yeah.
Anyways, okay, let's get off that.
Uh-huh.
But World on Wheels. Me and my brother go open up for the Uzi Brothers.
Okay.
Uzi, brother.
Uzi Brothers were the producer for freaking Frost, so many
Frost.
soundtracks. They were like Maury Alexander's dudes.
Okay.
He was Jerry's partner.
Wow.
Maury had Kid Frost, Mellow Man Ace. I mean, changed the world for Latino rappers in LA, in California. There would be no you if it wasn't for Mellow Man Ace.
Right.
That's real.
I get it.
Shout out to Mel.
Brownside.
Big shout out to Mello.
Brownside, bro.
Mellow Ace.
And John brought Mello over to the house.
Mm.
Hadn't seen him in like, what, 10 years?
It's been a cool minute, man.
And John, you were so gracious to bring him over to the studio
Yeah, we got a
and
record.
record. That was dope, man. That was like,
super sick.
you brought two old friends together. That's what I'm saying about fixing people's problems with this music.
Absolutely.
Because what's a podcast for?
Yeah, it's for them.
Right.
Them, the audience.
We're already hanging out, drinking, smoking weed, having a good time together. See, I can touch John Fasharda.
He could.
Yeah.
What?
Spit it
You
out.
just got to be like thinking about it over there. But the first real podcast.
So you're in the studio with your brother Bobby. You're
No,
doing,
we go play World on Wheels, open up for the Uzi Brothers.
got it.
Right.
Richie Rich from the LA Dream Team and fucking Snake Puppy come in and go, tomorrow morning you're going to see Jerry Heller.
Wait a minute, LA Dream Team, Dre, LA Dream Team?
Well, Dre was not in the LA Dream Team, but he was in
Because I think he plays himself as that.
No.
And I think I want to hear
No,
it.
no. LA Dream Team was the roof. The roof
roof
was
is
on
on
fire.
fire.
Right.
Yeah,
But he
yeah.
was in with. It's right here at the tip of my head.
Oh,
got it, bro. You got
Because
it.
I thought I saw some where he was dressed like a
The Wrecking
doctor.
Crew?
Dr.
Was
Dre
it World Class
was,
Wrecking Crew?
right?
World Class Wrecking Crew.
Oh,
Shout out-
right.
That was Evan over there.
Oh.
Evan, you
Behind the
are
scenes,
the
Evan.
hip hop West Coast
Oh.
No, he's super hip hop.
historian. So yeah, that is correct. But Richie Rich from the LA Dream Team, they did the roof, and Snake Puppy, they came in. He
Okay.
goes, we're picking you up and you're going to Jerry's that morning. We go in, he's like, you're called Pseudo Negro? Yeah. Love it.
Yeah, Jerry's crazy, bro.
That
Jerry's
was it.
crazy. With a business-
Then, dig this, 2 weeks later, Vanilla Ice comes out.
Oh,
And he's like, we're off.
wow.
No white rappers for right now.
damn.
Because if we would have got it,
When
if
he
we would have got,
hit with the Ice Baby, he just came
Yeah.
out.
yeah, and it's like no one's competing with that, and Jerry only did it one way,
Right,
Okay.
the number one
Right.
way.
right.
So during that time, you were damn okay, yeah.
So then Jerry was like, no, we're gonna cut this white boy rapping thing off. No way. You would have to be an Eminem to come and change the course of history, right?
Right. You have
For
to.
hip hop, for
Right.
white boys.
So you stayed steadfast in your craft, and
Dude,
then
that
what
was
happened? Then what happened?
Jerry put me on every freaking record he did, from the Easy with fucking Will Frost, Mellow Man.
So when you were on these records, though, you were rapping, or so when did you transition?
I don't rap, John. I play the keyboard.
Your brother was rapping. So your brother was rapping. You were doing keyboard.
No, my brother was out of it by then because they didn't have a job for him, but they had a job for me.
But you did tell me the story one time that you used to freestyle back in the day. You were there was a time in your life where you were freestyling.
I just did a little bit of that rap earlier.
Yeah, I like that. It was crazy. See?
No, but isn't that great?
Right,
Was in
right.
Long Beach for years before it was fashion, rock, punk shows. Everybody was mashing. You know, it's like the Coachella Valley. It's like there ain't nothing new over here, man.
So when you were with Jerry, is he what opened the door to Tupac? How'd you end up with Pac?
Tupac came through a guy named Joe Isgro.
Joe Isgro. And who is Joe Isgro? Let our people
A
know.
little more hip hop.
More education. You
More
said education.
yeah, okay.
You said education.
Well,
This
no,
is great.
I didn't know if you were like,
No, this is
go
perfect.
with it or not go with
No,
it.
no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe
Let our
was,
people know.
he was a radio man, you know,
Okay.
hooks, and still does hook TikTok and
Okay.
these are radio campaigns.
Okay.
Anyways, his assistant, David Esterson, goes, hey, I want you to come do a kid group for me or whatever, right? And mess around with that. So we did that, and then the guy, his name is like Jason or Shadow or something. Anyways, he goes, I want you to come meet this producer guy, Johnny J.
Ooh.
I'm like, all right, cool. Go meet Johnny J, and he's like, you're my guy. Till the day I die, he says.
It's a legend, bro.
You know how long that lasted?
Let us know.
Rest in peace, Johnny.
4 years.
4
Said,
years.
Watch what you say. He goes, you're going to be my keyboard player till the day I die.
Johnny J said that
To me.
to you.
Right.
Got it.
So for like, we did all those.
Oh, yeah.
So many. It might have been 6 years. I don't know. I'm not good with that timing, but yeah.
And then Tupac
he
comes in.
dies.
He dies.
Johnny J dies after Tupac. Tupac gets shot, and then we know Johnny's story, you know.
Yeah.
I think we kind of missed how you hooked up with Tupac, just to let our people know.
Well, Johnny J.
Oh, Johnny J hooked up.
Johnny J was Tupac's producer,
There
the
you
producer,
go.
Right.
There you
forever.
go.
I mean, they were
Right.
connected at the hip.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Johnny J, that sounds.
Latino.
I met the dude.
He did Candyman.
I met the dude.
He produced Candyman.
Yeah.
What was that
I
one?
met the dude at
That
the
one song from-
Roxy. At the Roxy.
Yeah.
In Hollywood.
He did Candyman. He did
Yeah.
Thug Life.
Yeah.
Hey, basically what this podcast should be called is West Coast History.
Right.
History, man.
Lesson
Right.
number 1.
Right.
For if you want to be in
Hip
hip
Hop
hop,
101. You know what I'm saying?
Hip Hop 101.
Well, this is interesting shit, man. I love it, man.
I was just there for that. We could talk about what I did today. I went to the pickleball nationals. That was fun. So let's just look at one's career and just a plethora of fun.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
So when did you bring it back to the Coachella Valley? Speaking about the Coachella Valley.
Back to the Coachella Valley, I got a line on some property in Thermal, and we came down, and the wife and I were living in Newport at the time.
Got
Because
it.
I went from Hollywood, and just over the years, you just try to peel yourself out of there.
Got it.
You know,
Right,
as the years go on, you're
Got
living in Hollywood for fucking 6-7 years. It puts some, some years on you.
And
you
when
know.
you were there, you were doing that aftermath. No, this was back there a little bit.
I like to equate my career as punks and thugs.
Got it.
And he's got a book called Punks and Thugs.
Not yet.
Oh.
Okay.
Did I,
But
leak, did I leak that? Was it cool
No,
to say
no,
that?
no, no.
Okay.
I mean, it's there.
People know about it. Yeah.
Well, I've talked about it a million times. I've
Yeah, we
been
did
talking
we did
about
little-
punks and thugs since
Punks and-
'96.
Punks and Thugs.
I got Big Sykes' last recordings
Big
at the
Sykes,
ranch
man.
12 years ago, bro.
That's crazy. Man.
I know. But anyways,
I had the
because
honor to be
why?
there.
Because we're talking on the first real podcast for the Coachella Valley.
That's right,
About
that's right.
music.
Here we go. Spitwad, baby. Talking to Ronnie King. Just to update you right here, Ronnie King, original OG from the Coachella Valley, grew up in Indio, Cali, Southern California. He is just giving us a little lecture about West Coast hip hop. And he is deep embedded in all that, baby. You can ask him anything about anyone in West Coast hip hop. I guarantee you, Ronnie King knows.
Yeah, he does.
We are in a conversation with Ronnie King here. What are we to expect from Ronnie King? Furthermore, what are we looking
Today?
at?
Well, I mean, we're doing a lot of different things. We're in the selling of music distribution business these days.
Got you.
So we license music and
Right.
distribute.
Right.
Okay.
But I still tour. I tour quite a bit still.
Where'd you last tour?
My last tours was with Pepper this summer.
Got it.
Have you ever thought about making Ronnie King Music a label?
Well, we're going to make a label.
Okay.
But, you can call it Ronnie King Music. If
Ronnie King
that's what
Music,
you'd like to call it. We'll call it that.
Like
But
to
it's
where-
a distribution.
I mean, like if you like
But it's distribution of content.
okay.
It's not necessarily
like management
a
doing the
label.
whole-
It's like I wrote a book last year.
Right.
So the distribution outlet is the brand. It's
Right.
a whole division in and of itself. It's
Okay.
called the distribution angle.
Of course.
And then the songwriting is just me songwriting. And I have to tell you, after all these years, you're like, but Jerry, and let me tell you why I'm going to tell you this, and then I'll wrap it where Jerry's involved in all this.
Right,
But I'm going to wrap it around the other way because everybody's really vested in how do I make money, right?
Facts.
So I'm going to give you the simplest part of that. So I'm thinking in my head, how can I make money on this Tupac record, right? I come in, Ronnie King, you're coming in, and you're going to be a work for hire. That means you come in, you sing a part, you play your stuff. Sometimes they tell you what to play, sometimes they don't, but you'll create it.
Right.
And back in those days, that wasn't really considered songwriting or creating. That's why you hear all those sob stories of all the musicians, all those, the Peter Dantes, of how I wrote the fucking Hanukkah song.
Oh my
Damn.
Got him. Got him.
You might have to cut that one. Keep an eye on these fuckers so they don't put that one in there. But I wrote the Hanukkah song, man.
Oh.
Dante gets
Dante's crazy.
funny with that. I wrote the Hanukkah song. They gave me a certain amount of money and told me to kick rocks. But he did it. So sometimes you have to do that, right? So you get paid. Like I used to replay samples. So that means I'd go in, Johnny would play me a sample of something, and I have to replay all the parts.
Right.
Then if they have like live bass, maybe a live bass come in. But Johnny was so brilliant, he didn't always do it the same way. So you couldn't tell it was that sample. You dig what I'm saying?
I got
And
you.
I'd let it all out, but then that would be not good. But we take original songs from other people. And then Johnny just goes, flip it.
Got it.
Okay.
Got
But
it.
you really get the essence. That's Battle Cat, my dog from way back.
Hey.
Just had a
Battle Cat,
beautiful,
legend. Shout out to Battle
beautiful
Cat.
me. He's the king of that.
Oh yeah.
He can listen to some kind of song, whatever it is. It could be classical, whatever. He's made a great career of it doing G-funk and LA
Right.
hip hop.
Right.
But it's because he can like listen to Sly and the Family Stone and really flip a track.
Yes, he can.
So then he goes, oh, well, I'm the producer on that. When I was doing it, there was already a producer, Johnny J. There ain't gonna be Johnny J and Ronnie King producing Tupac Shakur.
Right.
That wasn't gonna happen.
Right,
But
right,
they were so generous, you know, and have been generous my whole life. And then now with digital distribution, we all get performance rights. We get, you know, through the union society and
Sure.
stuff, we still make a lot of
Sure.
royalties.
Right.
On top, we didn't even know that was gonna happen.
Sheesh.
So now, you know, if you play a drum set and it's like, hey, featuring blah, blah, blah. Well, you know all this.
Yeah.
You know, blah, blah, featuring blah, blah,
Right,
blah. He can
right.
get sound exchange money, which is digital performance rights money.
Sure. Sure.
That'll be for a whole nother lecture if you want to know about music licensing, publishing,
The
and
intricacies of
distribution.
Right.
Yep.
Of course.
That's where I'm at right now.
That's education.
If I'm
More
not,
education.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
if I'm not in Costa Rica. But really, you know.
But there's speaking about Ronnie King's immediate future. There's a Latin artist right now that you are involved with production-wise, and you got a hell of a lot of streams on that.
Oh,
And just let our people know who it is and how many streams you got going, Ronnie.
Well, they just told me a couple days ago, 6 million in like 2 weeks with Maricela.
Numbers.
Maricella's been around a long time though.
She's dope.
She was married to Marco Antonio Solis. But
And
see,
what genre is that?
it's Norte, fucking straight out
It's
of
Norte
Michoacan, yo.
Yee!
Straight out of Ensenada, Tijuana, let's go.
Y'all got
Okay.
But
that?
she's playing stadiums, Texas.
Okay.
Maricela.
Okay.
Look it up. Let's go
Yup.
back to that again.
Yup.
Maricela, she's been around LA forever, bro.
And you did the entire production.
I am what
most
they
of-
call the arranger.
You
with
arranged her
This is a
music.
special appointment.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay.
How'd
Can
you
you
land
break-
that gig? How'd you land that gig? How'd that happen?
Oh, that one. That was through a Latin PR firm that
Okay.
I did work with in Hollywood.
Got
And
it.
they said, you just have to meet her. And then we all went to the Grammys, I don't know, before the pandemic. And then I was hanging out with fucking my road dog of all times, the most fabulous Argentinian piano player, Fito Paez.
Fito Paez.
Fito.
In the bathroom,
Mm,
taking a piss. I'm like, hey, Mr. Paez,
got it.
can I take a picture together? He loved it. I want to be in this Latin game.
Got it.
And I'm like, I've already been in the Latin game already. So it's not like I'm just jumping back into something.
Something, yeah.
Got it.
Of course.
Got it.
But this new Latino, this El Norte,
Norte.
you know what I mean? Do you like Dos Carnalas?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, them dudes.
Monsters.
Yeah.
Them dudes,
Monsters.
not the Oluma and the Ozuna and them cats, not the Cuban cats, but the Norte or Michoacan,
Norteño.
Norteño stuff.
So going back to arranging.
She's the, well,
you-
so then we sat there and she goes, hey, I have this melody. And then she's ping ponging and I'm like, it's like I'm the drum machine
Okay.
or I'm the sequencer,
All right.
but live.
Okay.
So this is to the Joe Schmo out there. Ronnie's telling us what the process is to make this music happen. Okay, guys?
Okay, let me simplify.
Elaborate what arranger
No.
does.
Yeah,
Wow.
what does an arranger do?
I just did a full Elon Musk. Fuck. So the arranger really is the sequencer that everybody uses today. That's the best way to describe it.
Got it.
Okay.
They'll be singing, and then I'm just transcribing it live
Got it.
with no recording.
Got it.
Because she does the melody, I do the chords and the arranging, like, oh, let's take it up here. Let's take, like John Williams, Quincy Jones. That's how
There
he
you
started
go.
as a range. It's a lost art. And when she asked me to do it, I was like, this is really one of the most exciting things I've done musically in a long time.
Right.
To do that interaction. Back. And that's what we really need more of. Not sitting on this cut and paste. Yeah, okay, but you'll never be Ozuna. You'll never be Maluma.
Right.
You'll never be the Queen Ivy of the fucking cumbia. They invented that shit in a certain way that they fuck around with the Fruity Loops and that's how they do it.
Right. And I love the way you put it, because you mentioned Quincy Jones. And for those of you who don't know Quincy Jones, he arranged Michael Jackson. So this is what Ronnie's talking about. And
I think Quincy Jones has like 22 Grammys.
A lot of arranging he did.
And my other mentor in life is David Foster.
And
I think this
David
podcast
Foster
is even going to be a little bit more geared towards the Guitar Center crowd.
Oh,
okay.
You know what I mean?
I like that.
Okay.
Like young
like
musicians that want to get in the game or something.
sure, why not?
We're talking about Quincy Jones. Nobody ever.
They don't even know who Quincy
Nobody
Jones
talks
is. I know. Quincy Jones is a legend in the game, and I think a lot of the industry people know about the name, but the regular person who's out there jumping on a podcast, they don't know who
Especially
Quincy Jones is.
People in this generation too. They're
Right.
not gonna know who the hell Quincy Jones
Right.
is. But
I
it's
get
good. The education again. Takes it back
Right.
to the education again.
This is like almost an educational thing today,
I get it.
in a way.
I like
get
it
it.
though. I like it because you know what? Especially in I feel like there was a lot of hip hop education.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of hip.
A lot of
Hey,
hip-hop
but if you
education.
talk to your boy you were just with the other day, if we get Arabian Prince on this, I mean, let's just say this is the first tester. This is the pilot.
Absolutely.
You couldn't have put it any
This is
Absolutely.
the pilot because
Absolutely.
we're going back and forth, fucking around with a couple things. But before Mello sits over there, before Prince sits over there,
Right.
before Matt Sorum sits over there, we're going to have like a real central focus. I think it should be on entrepreneurialism and the desert. Like here we are sitting in this beautiful podcast studio owned by
Joffrey. Shout out to Joffrey.
Joffrey.
Yup.
So he has this whole place, and we're just starting the beginning.
Absolutely.
El
100%.
Nuevo Comienzo.
Yes. Yes.
It's Latino. It's white. We'll bring everybody on. I heard Bill
Absolutely.
Gates was over here, but am I speaking out of?
So,
But
Ronnie,
anyways,
have you done other genres? Have you done rock? Have you done,
I've done
pop? Have you done
every hot actress in Hollywood, bro.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's a guy getting super.
Okay. Can you speak
know what I
on
mean?
that? Give us a spitwad on
So
that.
they have I'm not going to go into details, but just know that
He don't
I
get
know.
to tell.
Just know that I know what you're doing right now. Trying to ask me weird questions about shit. No, what? So
Heavy metal,
What was the
rock.
Heavy metal. Dude,
Rock.
I just was with Matt Sorum at his studio down.
And Matt Sorum is who?
the drummer of Guns N' Roses.
Hey. And he's got I heard he's got
And he lives in the desert.
He lives here.
How was his
Desert.
studio? How was his studio? It looked beautiful. It looked like it was
It's $1
beautiful.
million studio.
Oh.
That's it, huh? That's all.
That's all you gotta say. I've seen the pictures on Instagram. It looks phenomenal.
It's right behind Tupac.
Now, is he gonna open that to the public out here? Or is that kind of like invite only
Friends
VIP? Friends
and family.
Friends and family.
Like
it's
this-
like PayPal. Friends
Like
and
this,
family.
like this, yeah.
You got the goods and services. You got
Yeah, or you got
the
some friends and family.
Yeah.
That's what this podcast is.
And Ronnie
Friends
King.
and everybody who will be on these podcasts are gonna be friends and family.
And Ronnie
And then pretty
King-
soon they're gonna go, oh, okay.
Yo.
You guys are really rolling with details.
Right.
And
Because if you have just every,
You can't.
I'm not gonna say it.
I already know
Or
that.
maybe I should say it.
I
No,
know
say
where
it.
you're
You
going.
can say it.
I know
I
where
can
you're
say
going.
it.
You can say it.
Hey,
Yeah.
I used to play in every club in this town. I started at like 14, making $1,000 a week at 14, playing in all these bars around
14.
town.
Wow.
Guess what? These bars around town, the rate for musicians is lower than when I was 14 years old.
No, I believe it.
In 1980, when I graduated from high school,
I believe it.
I had one class, band,
Wow.
and I didn't even have to show up to that.
Wow.
That was at 2:00. The band, he wasn't going to kick me out of band because I'd be playing at night at the hotel.
So what was your parents into music?
My parents were all musicians. My whole family is musical.
So who did
My
that start with? Who did that start with in your family? Who would you say?
Both sides. My mom's family was musical. Her dad used to play with Harry James. My dad was from the hillbilly era with Woody Guthrie. They were in the Grapes of Wrath, the movie.
Oh, for
you
real?
know, white people coming from Arkansas to come watch it. It's John Steinbeck.
I've seen it.
Okay, they were in the movie. That was their life.
I've seen it. That's a great movie.
We still get royalty checks from that.
Yo, that's,
I've seen that
But
movie.
not without a fight. Always.
Yeah. No, I've seen that movie. That's a great movie.
It's a classic.
Yes, it is.
Anyway, so they ended up in Banning. They got married. Boom, came to Indio.
Wow.
A great place to live. My
Yes,
dad
sir.
loved it.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, no, desert's great. So that's how we get to the desert, and that's how the desert, and obviously the desert's grown, and there's a lot of holes in this desert,
oh yeah.
and it's like, my
Them
rant
rattlesnakes are in them holes. Them rattlesnakes are in them holes.
was the club owners are paying less to the musicians now than when I was playing in 1981.
Was
I
that
used
crazy?
to come home with racks, dude.
So you were getting 1,000.
1,500. If I played a private party, 5 G's, 7 G's.
Okay, what
Just playing cover songs like our boys over at the fucking Fantasy Springs.
And
the
this
Crush,
was-
Adrian Crush.
this
That's
was,
8 G's right
this
there.
was
every
house
night.
parties
9
or-
G's.
Not Adrian Crush. by
This
the
was
way,
house
that's
parties or casinos
No,
or
this was nightclubs, bro.
Okay, okay.
The Canyon Hotel up in Palm Springs. I used to play behind this one cat. Everybody would come through there. Sinatra, all these motherfuckers, man.
And you were playing keyboards on that motherfucker.
Because I studied.
got it. Got it.
Just joking, man.
Ah!
I go into these different movies, but yeah. No, I could read music really
These
good.
local venues are gonna see this and be like, "Hey, Ronnie King said y'all gotta stop being cheap.
You need to pay
No,
me more.
Stop being cheap, motherfucker."
You need
Really?
to pay me more.
Really, I've been an advocate for this for a long time.
Facts. No, it's 100%. 100%.
It's a travesty. The support of local musicians and musicians in general. You could be a celebrity and they don't care.
Got it.
Okay? So we're talking from the lowest I've been
To
to
the highest.
parties in the Vintage, Bighorn, all of it. They look at John Denver like, that motherfucker, he's over there.
Right.
The Kardashians, we don't give a fuck. We don't care how much they spend. They ain't outspending us.
Right.
Got it.
Right.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
So what advice do you have for a musician, a rapper, a songwriter, a singer from the Valley that is aspiring to do something and maybe he sees the world
They're
as
probably already doing something, by the way.
good, right? But what do you tell someone if someone asks Ronnie King, you know what, I want to do this, blah, 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 blah.
Unionize.
Is that what it is?
That's what I say.
That's what it is.
You willing to put your John Hancock on this petition? that
Okay.
says, I'm not going to work at the Hood for $200 a night,
There you go.
especially when you're drawing people.
Got it.
I'm not going to play
That's a real
at Joshua Tree
music
at
song.
the frickin' Pappy and Harriet's because Paul McCartney played there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Pay me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Even in LA, you get paid.
Right.
You kind of gotta you gotta hold yourself at a certain standard. So, sometimes it doesn't.
But if they're asking you to play cover songs all fucking night, you're a service. You're not a musician anymore.
You're not.
Yeah,
You're a service.
You're a jukebox.
So
okay.
a plumber's making more than you are.
yeah.
Stop. I can learn to plumb a fucking sink in 2 days. I could probably do it in 1 day. But give me a week to change the plumbing. I'll learn it.
Right.
Right.
But how are you going to learn music?
You're not.
You're not. That's the catch.
Not in.
But
Not in a couple days.
But see, these people, yeah, you got to come in, and these clubs strong arm the fuck out of these people.
Right.
Because they want to just make a living, and then that messes with their confidence. So then now they're just ugly people, bar owners, club owners.
right.
That should be a category for the CV Weekly Music Awards. Best paying venue
Ooh.
for musicians in the desert.
Ronnie's talking his shit right now. And that's why I knew we had to bring Ronnie because Ronnie's good. You know what I'm saying?
Let's try that. I'll let you can put this on all day.
Best paying venue in the Valley for artists.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That should be a
Let's
fucking
find
award.
out who it
That
is.
should be an award. Who's
That
showing
should be
love?
an award.
You know what I'm saying? Who's putting out?
Right.
So
For the service guys, where they make you play 4 hours of,
so Ronnie,
they'll say, oh,
That's a good point.
You've been
That's
in
a good
some.
point. Now, if we're going in there and we're playing our own live music and we're getting a crowd together, that's a little bit different. That's where you're like, I believe in my stuff so much, I know I can draw 50 people.
Got
I'll
it.
promote it.
True
I'll do
that. True.
Even this
True.
venue right here.
True.
Right.
True.
Right.
I could be right there at that door saying you got to pay $30 to come in for 1 hour, watch a show, get the fuck out.
Right.
But
True.
you play your own music.
True.
And if they pay the $30, come in and you get 100 people.
I like
your
how you brought
shit.
up that point when you said cover music versus playing your own music.
Right.
Can you elaborate more on that? Like,
I'm just saying you're a service
right.
if you're playing cover music.
Cover music.
Right.
But when it's your own music,
When it's your own music, you're there.
Unique.
You're at like a swap meet. You're a leather belt.
Got it.
We're all just tubes of toothpaste, bro.
I hear you.
In the end, right? But pay me. You know what I mean? You have to still buy the toothpaste.
right.
You put the value on it.
that's-
Oh,
that's
Crest
true.
gets to go up here a little higher, but the same brand is down here, but they buy.
the Ralph's brand.
So, the Hood is like, oh, we're the hippest thing in town. Yeah, motherfucker, for your pizza. And like the Queens of the Stone Age guys come in once every 10 years
Right.
and play in your club, or they might stumble in drunk one night. I mean, whoop-de-doo. That's what I'm saying. Let's give an award, and I'll buy the award. And I'll make it better
Got
than
it.
those
You heard
crappy
what I
ass
said.
fuck and
Got
those
it.
CV
Hey,
Weekly
we're
awards.
gonna have to make this little part like a fucking Instagram cut, like where it's just right to the cheese.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like Ronnie
about the
King
desert.
said.
I want to say it. And let me tell you, I'll buy the award,
Okay.
and they'll be better than the CV Weekly awards that are all plastic and fall apart. Like, come on. That's why the music scene is so ragged down here.
Right.
Because they don't care, we don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's caring, but yet every musician, and I hear it when I go out, every musician's crying about not making any money.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to undersell your boy, who you know,
Right.
oh yeah, bro, I'm going to play at Plan B for $200. Oh, but dude, they said you're gonna play for 100, so I got aced out of it.
Yeah. No.
Oh, the desert club owners are dirty.
And meanwhile, they're milking the fucking bar. They're
Oh,
milking
yeah.
Milking the bar,
Oh, yeah.
no tips.
They don't
Making
even
that
half the time. They don't
money.
even get a free
No,
drink.
fuck
Dude, and the
no.
only
Sometimes
place
they don't even give the artist a free
the only
drink.
place that got great tips is where my brother plays at Vicky's. Well, because
So what
that's
would you?
Indian Wells right there. They're gonna tip
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
So who's your inspiration? What got you into music? I know that your parents were in the Grapes of
My
Wrath
whole
when
family, all of them.
That was your
Everybody.
inspiration.
I'm at the bottom of the barrel. So there's 7 kids. I'm the second to the youngest. So by the time I was born, my oldest sister was 16.
Okay.
Virtuoso
So Bobby was
pianist.
younger than you.
Young, 1 year younger. So my sister Benny was proficient at the piano. My brother Chuck was proficient, all of the guys were really great.
So I want to say something for the audience right here. Bobby, my friend, R.I.P. I did music with Bobby. I don't know how many songs I did with him. It's Ronnie's younger brother, rest in peace. That's who he's talking about when he says his younger brother. He was a big name for us here, everywhere.
No,
all
he
the
was big in
community,
LA.
and that he did
Yeah.
songs with Snoop. He did songs. I mean,
Battle
he's-
Cat still
Yeah.
reminds me. He goes,
Yeah.
your brother hooked me up with Michael Jackson.
Yeah, he did. So Bobby,
Right.
That's
Bobby
crazy.
Bobby was a monster.
And through Bobby, I got to Mariah Carey.
There you go.
Because he was doing a song for the brother,
There you
Mariah's
go.
brother. I go in there, lace the track, of course. It's a whole different band, not even for Mariah Carey. She
Yeah.
hears it, she goes, I want that dude on my next record. That easy.
Wow.
So I want to go through a list of people that.
Oh, what's the name of the song? What's the name of the song?
That
What was the name of that song?
Ronnie.
Which one?
The one that Mariah Carey record.
Oh, with me? It was called Cry Baby
Crybaby. And you did
So
the keys
with-
on. You did the keys on that.
with Snoop Dogg, yes.
So here's a list of people that Ronnie's worked with. Tupac, Still I Rise Until the End of Time.
I love that
Snoop
album.
Dogg, Paid the Cost to Be the Boss. Corey Mo, Slim Thug, UGK.
Oh.
Glenna Bell, Mariah Carey.
Coolio.
Moog Synthesizer on Rainbow. Shady Montage.
Shady Mon. Oh, that's.
The Offspring.
Expression.
Okay. Here we go. We ain't done. NOFX.
That's an old Wikipedia.
Okay,
by the
we
way.
got Ansid, we got Pennywise, we got TSOL, Busy Bone,
Ooh.
The Joy Killer,
Lazy Bone.
Tyrese, K,
Tyrese.
KC, and JoJo.
Ooh.
Pepper, we got Coolio, rest in peace.
Oh, yeah.
10 West, Warren G,
Wow.
Big Psych,
What?
Khalil from Pepper, the band, Craig Mack,
Craig
the
Mack?
Distillers, Mason Reed, 111,
East
Core
Coast.
10, Infernal 18, Strawberry Moon, American Supermodel. Motherfuckers, that's Ronnie.
That's an old Wikipedia.
And that's old, because that's not
And
even
that's
current.
old.
That's not
Wasn't
even
it just last year that you
Were
just, didn't
we-
you just win a
and
Grammy
that's
last year?
old.
with
Hey,
Triple-
I met a
Fucking
guy
won a
named
Grammy
John
last year with Triple.
Fajardo like about 3 years ago. He's like, bro, your Wikipedia sucks, man. I know a dude
Update the
that can
motherfucker,
get
man.
you a blue check mark. And all you have to do is 10 articles.
So,
I don't even care about the Wikipedia.
You know what?
anymore.
Ronnie's verified.
well,
in real
I
life.
do.
Ronnie's
I do,
verified in real
Ronnie,
life. He's
because it
verified in real
says
life.
something
Hey,
about
my
you,
friend
man.
Amber Lynn,
You know?
the actress, she goes, I've got a C with a little circle around it next to my name. She goes, I don't need no blue check marks.
Oh.
She goes, that's called the copyright.
Oh.
Dang!
Oh.
I mean, that's a real way to put it. Shit.
That's.
Speaking of the blue check, Elon Musk is changing the game right now.
I'm so glad he is.
This motherfucker
Yeah, he
basically
is.
making it like, hey, pay $8, get verified. I don't give a fuck. You know?
Right. Hey, but
That's
listen
how
to
it's on
this.
Twitter now.
Do you know how many people like myself, we weren't really on it in the beginning, right? They're a little looser 10 years ago, right? That's how Dante got his.
Peter Dante. Peter Francis fucking Dante. Peter
I can't wait
Francis
to get Dante on this couch,
Dude,
man.
isn't he he's crazy, dude.
Dude, that.
Just don't let him go breaking a fucking window in here. He was
Yo, what up, Ronnie King behind the scenes? When Peter Dante gets on this couch, and we're gonna do a Peter Dante roast, yo. Hey, but you know what? But hey, we should do a roast.
Oh, that would be.
And then
that'd
we
be
like
sick.
play circle chairs.
That'd be sick.
So the guy who gets roasted
Oh, shit.
has to move,
He's
and
gonna-
everybody just moves around. So
That'd
you
be
get
sick.
a whole
That'd be
night
sick.
of people
That'd be
gassing on
sick.
each other.
Oh
That'd
my
be
God.
That
sick.
shit would be
That
funny,
would be
right?
fucking hilarious.
Oh, I've got some.
You
It's
gotta-
like, Dante, so you walked through my window?
Nah.
Just all of a
Hey,
sudden,
and then he's like, and then he was like, Ronnie King, it's a safety hazard over here. He's gonna have signs. Like, what the fuck?
ah!
Fucking Dante's great. man.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Hey, but that's Coachella news, yo.
It is. It's Coachella. It's the Coachella Valley. It's not a big place if you kind of like think about it. It's a small little place. It's a community.
Yeah.
I am so glad and happy to be able to say that someone like you is a part of it. I'm telling you right now, there's not that many original people from the Valley. You get a lot of people that come out from, other places, whatnot. They come and they buy real estate here and this and
Yeah,
that.
a lot of real estate.
I'm telling you, I know because I ask questions. And a lot of people aren't from here. And
Right.
here we have some original fucking shit right
Indio
here.
High
man.
School, bro.
Yeah,
You're
dog.
like-
Born in
you know what I mean?
Indio
Where'd you go,
Hospital.
Jefferson? Did you go
Absolutely.
Did you do
Indio
Jefferson?
High Hospital on
Oh,
Miles.
JFK.
Yeah. Where'd you
Well,
go?
it's
Jefferson
JFK
Middle?
now, but it used to be called Indio Hospital.
Oh, wow.
What middle
I
school did you
didn't
go
know
to, Ryan?
Yeah, yeah.
I was born there too, but I didn't know
What
that.
middle school?
I think it was Jefferson.
Roosevelt,
Weren't you
Jefferson.
weren't you
Jefferson.
Jefferson?
I started
Jefferson
getting
Middle.
high at like about 7,
Oh,
so I don't really remember.
was it good shit? Was it good shit or no?
Yeah, it was anything we can find. But see, the thing is, we grew up with the ag guys, so they knew how to grow weed. Are you kidding? Dude,
So,
we used to
I
have
wanted
the
to
best
elaborate-
lowrider parties ever.
Before I forget, I want to elaborate on your book, Surviving Hollywood. The one that
Okay,
you-
yeah.
can you-
It's
can you-
called Ronnie King Seven Keys.
7 Keys.
Yeah.
Can you?
It's on Amazon, yeah.
Can you give them a little like
Oh, yeah, the
a little
book.
synopsis on what it's about, and then they can go read it and buy it and all support all that. But basically, the idea of what it's about.
It's on Amazon. And basically, it's a book on how to survive Hollywood. Because there's a lot of different angles in Hollywood, right?
Right.
So I just basically tell some stories and then equate what was going on in my head. Like, do I really want to get up at 4 a.m.
Right.
and go to somewhere?
Right.
I'll just create a nice scenario for you. You're in bed, you're sleeping, nice, and you get a call from a rapper, and you know at 3 o'clock in the morning it's on and cracking.
Right.
It's like there's shit going on, and I'm in bed, so I have to. Do you get up and go, oh, no, fuck, no, I know what's going on over there. But
Right.
you seize the opportunity and you get up.
Right.
Take that shower, get your music, boom. You get there and be up because they're already 9 hours ahead of you in the music game.
Yup.
All this cutting and pasting game artists are into right now. Listen to the dudes like Mark Ronson, and I'm not saying that the other stuff doesn't work because it obviously does.
Right. Right.
Anything works.
Kind of like how producers are kind of like using the free loops now as opposed to back when people used to actually play real instruments and stuff like that.
That,
Right.
but Timberlake was saying a thing, man, I got so tired of the same old fucking sounds on my records, man. I used to go around the house looking for spoons and bottles and
Right.
and
Get creative. Think outside
That's
the
real
box.
shit, though, man.
Think outside the box.
That's real shit. It's for real, man.
and
yeah.
Kanye West sat there, and it was so funny because this
Kanye's
happened in
great.
sequential whatever.
Yeah.
Then about 2 days later, I see Kanye West going, man, I wanted that beat. I called Pharrell. I wanted that. He wanted that Timberland beat, but he
Right.
went to everybody else
Right.
looking for that beat,
Right.
and then he goes back to Timberland, and it's like, and he sat there and he goes, it sounded good on radio, but it didn't sound good in the club.
Got it.
So then Timberland goes, he ranted for 2 hours, partying his ass off after he got the track done. He goes, "That's why you call me motherfucker." Hey, and the game is real like that too.
Right.
I mean, let's hope that this podcast too is somewhat based and steeped in what is real for us.
Sure.
Okay?
Sure.
There's not a day go by that I have to really check myself.
Right.
I can get caught up in my own ether, my own dreams. Oh, yeah, you're this. Sit back on your laurels.
Right.
Go on vacation, not deal with shit. I mean, you can do a lot
Speaking
of
of
this.
vacation, I see you go to Costa Rica a lot. I think a lot of people think that you're out there vacationing, but you're actually out there busting ass out there in Costa Rica too. Can you tell them
What do you do out there in Costa Rica?
I produce monkeys
monkeys.
in the jungle house? You got an animal
in
house.
the
You got an
jungles.
animal house.
And then I come back and then I see all Americans as monkeys.
Oh,
And
There you go.
that makes my life a little more enjoyable.
Right.
nice.
Why?
Nice.
Because all we're doing is we're just reacting. Like
Right.
the monkeys react to the tones.
They got
Sure.
Jurassic Park out there.
We do the same
They
thing.
got the Jurassic Park.
No, I know it sounds
Monkey see,
weird.
monkey do. Yeah.
You talk like there's a certain tone of a voice that you like.
Sure.
Like if I talk like this, you feel a lot more calm.
Right.
The monkeys feel calmer.
Right.
Do you feel?
Right.
So we play the music for them. We come back, we put that same thought pattern.
Right.
Because, dude, in the States, don't get me wrong. When I say I look at everybody like monkeys, don't take it derogatory.
Right.
Have fun with it.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
You know, if somebody called you a monkey at 5 years old and you're offended by that, what are you identified by the way?
Me?
Yeah.
Mexican?
Mexican American.
Latino. Mexican Americans. I'm like, but here's the thing though, like, and it's crazy because like my family being from like I have family from Guadalajara, I have family from Mexico, but I don't speak a drop of Spanish because by the time it got to me, my parents were already speaking
Oh yeah,
English,
they were already, yeah.
You know,
Got
so
it,
I mean,
got
I know
it.
how to order food and I know how to talk shit. So if I went to Mexico, I'd survive. I'd figure, you know what I'm saying? But like, if I'm around my tias and they're going like, I'm like, fuck.
So what you're saying is Ronnie knows more Spanish than you.
No, he really does. Though.
I do. Well,
No, when we go to the fucking when we go to the store and shit, and he's talking like ordering fucking carne asada and shit, like he's fucking precise about how he wants his shit.
I'm getting better. I keep
He's good.
practicing.
He's good.
But getting back to what Costa Rica does for me is it resets the music for me.
Okay.
So then I'm able to come back and be less critical of others.
Do
It's
they
kinda
like
some
hip hop
chakras
in
It's like
Costa
some
Rica?
chakras. And
They
shit.
love hip hop.
Goes and cleanses himself.
You know what's funny? I'll tell you a funny hip hop story, but I was deep in the jungles one time. I took a horse and I was just like, I'm gonna go like 2 hours. I could ride all day. I was just gonna be that cowboy.
Right.
And I go with a buddy of mine, and we're on a horse in the jungle, just following the trails, going through little towns. You know, hola, how you doing? Everything.
Jungle setting.
We go get some water, and what's in the frickin' glass case? A pair of Dre Beats. Bob Marley playing on the radio in the jungle.
Oof. Dre
And I
beats.
thought, you know what? We live in a beautiful world, man.
Wow.
Where if it's reactive to people,
Right.
it'll end up in the middle of the jungle.
Sure.
That's super sick.
Isn't that crazy? So then when I come back to the States, I'm just a little bit more, I'm easier on people.
Got it.
Because I was in Hollywood for so long and you just get caught up in the ether so much. You know, and then you can get caught up in your own success too, in your own ether, right?
Right.
You know, you can really do that.
So we're here with Ronnie King, producer extraordinaire, arranger, friend of ours, resident of the Valley, original resident from the Coachella Valley, moved out to Hollywood, went out and worked with Hellified Record, Jerry Hella. Worked
Jerry
with
Hella.
Aftermath. He worked with Tupac. He
Uh-oh.
worked with
Uh-oh.
everybody. Snoop Dogg.
Uh-oh.
You named it. You name it. He's been out there. He's back here. He's with us here on Spitwad, the podcast.
And he spits some shit out. That's what I know.
We are
spitting-
asking Ronnie King all kind of questions here. And he's just a wealth of a bunch of hip hop knowledge, stuff that we
Education.
were wondering about, questions
Were you really wondering about it?
he's answered for us, things that we were wondering about for many years. Here he is,
Really? Have you
Ronnie King.
Did you lose sleep over it?
Yeah, we did, man.
Yeah.
And here we are. We are privileged to bring Ronnie King to you. And I just want to say that I am just stoked to be able to be here to interview someone such as this guy of that caliber. He is up there with anybody you want to put up with production, in my point of view. It's not just my point of view. X, what do you think?
I think I agree 100%.
We've had some good success together, John.
Oh, yeah.
If we can think about musicians and you knowing what's,
Okay. Okay.
let's just, let's start. Is there any
Let's
place
dive
to
back
play?
Let's just dive back into the shit.
Places to
Where in the
play
fuck
in the
would you
valley.
play?
See, right now, I mean, look, and I'm a pretty good person to talk about that.
Are we
because
back on?
I promote,
Are we
right?
back- are we
I
back on?
promote.
Oh,
right?
you're a promoter?
Yeah. But mostly I'm promoting Mexican regional, right? So we're bringing groups to the fairgrounds and
Yeah.
and
Well, you
places
brought out
like
a group
that.
of female out here.
There ain't nothing wrong with
They're gonna
fair
play at the
circuits.
arena.
I love those.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's like this. It's either what I've seen lately is go big or go home.
Right.
And that's it's kind of crazy, which goes back to what Ronnie was talking about. Like, what are you going to be? Are you going to be a jukebox, or are you going to play your original shit and get paid? And the problem with that right now is what I'm seeing right now. I don't know if you agree, but what I've been seeing as a promoter is the only ones who are making that fucking money is the huge big group. Other than that, everybody else is just tossed. And that's sad. It is sad. It's a sad thing because it's big fish gobbles little fish on the scene. And as a promoter, the only way I could sell tickets is that way. And that sucks. Unless, of course, you got your synthesizer and your own group and whatnot, like Ronnie was explaining, and you're playing that club, that intimacy type of thing. You see what I'm saying? That could be different. But the type of promotions that I've been involved with have been situations where people want that big name, and that's how you sell the tickets, right?
Right.
I mean,
Right, because you put that headliner and then you have all the little, you make the money off the open slots.
that's it.
And then,
But what do you think? Change my mind, Ronnie. Change my mind.
I'm going to change your mind right now.
Let me know.
love this shit right here.
If you supported a people group, within a year or two, you would have what? You would have shows all the time because you're supporting the people group. You were like, I got to have a headliner. That's a da-da-da-da-da-da, but that does nothing for the community. But if you boost the community up as a people group, so you go to the hood and go, look, you guys are going to pay $1,500 tonight. And we're going to support local music. But you're going to pay into the society. You're going to pay into that support. It's called fan funding.
Right.
Got it.
Okay? So you're making a community now. That's what we used to do in LA, dude. There used to be promoters that would know they're not going to sell out the show, but they'll take a portion of what they know they're not going to sell out, give the tickets away as giveaways and pack the house. Then the next time that band plays there, everybody's like, oh, dude, last time they played there was a packed house. So the promoter was the guy that would make his own existence of the...
Kind of got to make a sacrifice.
That was Golden Voice. They used to book me back in frickin' 1990, bro. And they
We gotta
would
go back to
have,
Golden Voice.
and they
Are
would
you
put
talking about Golden Voice, Coachella Golden Voice?
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
those guys. They'd have one or two, community bands and da-da-da. But if they did it the next week with community bands, and they're paying the chip, Then when they get a bigger band, and the bigger band, and then one of them, whoever's great out of that, whatever, gets to play with the big band. But at the same time, pretty soon, you knew every Tuesday night, you're going to come down and watch some great music. Promoted by Golden Voice, because they're getting their name out there at the time.
Right. So Golden Voice wasn't.
They couldn't promote rocks back then.
Shit. That's crazy, man.
They couldn't promote.
What's your relationship with Golden Voice right now? You still come?
No, we're all good.
Nice.
I mean, I wish, of course, and I've talked to those in charge at certain times. They should have a locals only stage.
I've been feeling like that for a long time.
Put it next to the hot dog stand. I don't care where they put it.
But
they don't.
But you have to have a local ID to get in. And it's fenced. And it's only for locals, about locals. It's like the natives.
We're talking about Coachella Fest.
We
Ronnie's
let you use our land. You know,
we're talking about Coachella Fest.
Give us a spot where we could have 100 people.
Right.
200 people. Then after Coachella's gone and they fucked our chicks, drank our booze, snorted all our blow, ate all our food, and left.
Right.
Because
that happens.
We still got a scene.
Right.
Those 100 people that saw you at Coachella will be at the frickin' hood. And they'll be at the frickin' over here. They'll be at my house in my front yard.
That's real.
I could put 100 people in my front yard.
Oh, you have the perfect house. He has the perfect spot for like a sick
but,
ass fucking.
yeah. You know
Talk to us about Relaxo.
Chateau
What's going
Relaxo.
on
Chateau
with
Relaxo.
What's happening with that?
I'm telling you,
Dude, I gave you the best verses of my life.
bro.
So what
I
we're
gave you
talking
the
about
best
here,
verses of my life. Yeah,
Right?
150 of them.
right, Ronnie, what we're talking about here, people, is Ronnie King has a place here. It's a little spread here. Now, X was like the one that took me down there, and I'm
What did I
like
tell him?
driving.
I said, we need at least
I'm
an
like-
hour to get there.
and I'm
We're coming
driving.
from Palm Desert, Casanova. We need a fucking hour to
I'm
get there.
freaking driving behind X right here, and he's like, "Oh, we're almost there," and I'm like, "God damn it!" And it's like tucked in. It's tucked in by the mountains. You could see the tub line right off the mountains and shit.
Oh, the
way back there.
fish
hit a
trap.
dirt
Fish
road
trap.
over there.
Yeah.
Fish trap.
Anyhow, I get there. It's full of date trees, right? I grew up around date trees. I felt at home. Anyhow, and we get there, and Ronnie King comes out and he says hello, whatnot, whatever. And
Dude, I took it easy on you too.
It
Usually
was-
I come out
yeah.
with a cigar and my smoking jacket and my red suede.
And he
Fucking
comes out like, what the
Scarface
fuck are we
and
getting
shit.
into type shit. You know what I'm saying? He was laid back that day. he was calm that day.
But Ronnie has a place
No,
here in
actually,
the
hey,
valley.
I've seen him chew motherfuckers out on the spot. I've seen him chew a motherfucker. Like, I've seen it, bro.
Well, you know what it is?
Yeah.
They get out there, and I've had clients who come down. Sometimes I open the house, hey, we got an extra room for you. Let's just work instead of me shooing you off to the casino, the hotel. Or if I really don't like you, I'm putting you on Indio Boulevard.
Ruda.
Hey, but some artists aren't right, bro. You have to go like, no. I know I said I had a room for you, but no. Right now you can go get $50 hotel room.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right,
But you,
right,
You've done
I don't
that.
care where you
You've
go,
done
but
that.
you can't
No, you
stay
haven't.
here.
No, you haven't. You have?
Well, 'cause
Yeah.
Get out.
They're
Hey,
too wild for
get
the
out.
house, bro.
The house is
Gotta
too
respect the
open
house.
for their minds. They get over
Yeah.
there, they can record, they can get a blowjob with playing the guitar solo in the jacuzzi. I don't
Nice.
give a fuck. Make us some fucking money, bro, but don't get all drunk and coked out, wild out.
Yeah, fucking start breaking shit.
I had a dude one time, I'm like, dude, your vocals suck. He just broke me down, and I never talk like that. But he broke me down at like 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay, fuck you, man. Okay, fuck you. He gets in his car and he takes off down the dirt road, and I can just see him in his head going, what the fuck did I just do? Turn left when he should have turned right.
Yeah.
And the dude's driving to San Diego through the mountains. You don't know where he is out there.
Dude, I remember when I took Crooked Eye out there, bro.
Hey.
I took Crooked Eye. He's following me like forever. I see him in the back. He's looking around. And we've been driving down forever. Finally, we get there, and I'm like, yo.
So we're talking about Ronnie's pad, and this is an actual studio, people. All right, that's what we're talking about. X took Crooked Eye to his studio.
Beautiful.
Relaxo Estate.
Chateau, relax.
Chateau, and it's a studio as well. Okay, that's what we're talking about.
Well, this cat takes off. It's like 4 a.m. He hangs a left when he should have hung a right.
And I know exactly. He went towards the canal tap here.
Yeah!
Oh, my fucking God.
And then he's going to turn around and he goes off the bank.
Oh, my God.
He gets out of his car, walks around, and falls down a 6-foot embankment in the dike on the rocks. He shows up at sunup. His whole face is scratched.
This is the same dude you kicked out.
That I kicked out at 4 a.m.
Wow.
And he got froggy.
Wow.
And he came back at 7 when the sun came up, drunk, just scraped up, fell down that embankment. I said, yeah, see, I didn't even have to fuck with you. The desert.
The desert had Ronnie. Moral of the story, the desert has Ronnie's back.
Yeah.
The
moral of the story is the Coachella Valley is no joke. Don't play with it. And that's what we're saying about the first real podcast.
So
don't play with this.
When you had to straight up just tell him like, "Yo, bro, your vocals suck." How long had you been sitting there dealing with this
hours?
Shit? And he couldn't get the shit. He just couldn't.
And you know what? The Chateau. I'm not out there getting rich on recording artists out there.
Right.
That's my love. I love making music. If I wasn't, I'd be making music by myself.
Right.
So you can give me a dime, you can give me $1,000.
Dimes, nickels, and
pennies. That's what I got. No, you
Nice.
can give me whatever. I'm gonna work the same way, whether you give me a dime or you give me $10,000.
Right. And I remember you said that to him when we went to the studio.
Well, I don't change.
Yeah.
I don't change. I mean, how are you gonna do that?
Right. It's like you're gonna give it your all no matter what it is.
It's love.
It's
the
the
music.
Well, I'm gonna
it's
be.
the music.
It's all about
the
the music.
It's the music. Yeah.
So I'm gonna be like, well, man, if this cat just needs some support and whatever, I'm gonna support him.
Right.
And that's one thing you can say. There's been some articles out there, Coachella Valley Weekly, Palm Springs. They know what we do out there. They know the support that we give to the community.
Of course.
And they know, but they know that in order to lift up the musical community here in the desert, we have to do just that.
Absolutely.
100%.
We have to lift people up. So now we have to get Kanye West on this part of the interview by going, are we supporting? You know, are we supporting local original music? Yeah, you can support the jukebox music and play cover songs. And all of our friends are doing that. That's great. Make your living and go home. But how do you feel when you go home? Dirty. Abused.
I hear you.
You know, you feel abused.
Run of the mill.
You're like
busted, disgusted, and can't be trusted.
Right. No,
but you go home and you're like, I did nothing. All I have to show for this is $100, $200. It cost me $50 to get there.
It goes back to what he said about the plumbing thing. It's like, this is your craft. This is something that you put your passion into.
Absolutely.
Like you're selling your passion for
100%.
You know?
For less than a plumber. And don't get me, plumbing's important.
Right.
But let me tell you what, the supply and demand on music is not the same as it is with plumbing. If your plumbing's fucked up, it's blowing, I gotta turn the water
I
off.
want to challenge people out there. Now, there's a lot of good musicians, right? Here, there, wherever, here in the valley, whatever, right? Now, there's people who probably lean on cover songs too much because they're afraid to jump into originality.
Or just may not be their
forte.
They may not be actually able to do that. I don't have a problem with the kind of music you play.
Right.
I'm concerned about the pay scale. If you want to be the guy to play cover songs all night and you love that, but pay these people more than a plumber per hour.
But the original,
these fucking vendors know, these bar owners and vendors, they know what it is to have music. You have to have music at your shit, right?
Right.
But why is it that
they dwindle down the artist?
Right. That's going to be the cheapest.
They make them feel bad.
And
then they'll be like, then we'll give you a fucking couple tacos and some fucking margarita.
Right.
Fuck.
Hey, I've played 1,000,000 times, and more in the Coachella Valley than in other places, but when you're hungry, you're going to play for a meal. Right. But is that supporting a community? No. Let's take a consensus. Let's have let's do it right here. Let's put all of the booking club owners, mom and pops, put them right there on a panel and bring in all the musicians and let us just vet. This is what we need from you guys.
Right. Got it.
Right.
This is what we need we need to have a pay scale, man.
Right.
Don't get my boy over here for 100 and then you
got
like him a
50
little
more
better,
than-
so then
you
you're going to
give
give
him
him
50.
100 more.
Yeah.
And you have a good night. Hey, let me tell you what. I'm not trying to tell the club owners how to run their business, but I am saying there was at one time when the musicians union was going to come into this town and put a stop to all of it.
Wow.
But there was one guy, a couple guys in town, mob guys, that shoot him away. Said, here, because it was going to mess with their money. They were booking agents. So in the 80s, 90s, they used to book these. There's a big convention tomorrow night. I can't tell you who's going to be there.
Right.
And I don't have a +1.
Right.
So, but look, there's a huge party tomorrow night right here in the desert, like right around, big hotel.
Oh, I know who it is. I can't say either. Actually, I know exactly what you're talking about.
These guys booked out the hotel.
I know exactly.
The
what
whole
you're
They
talking
have the band they paid $1 million for. So you know it's a big band.
about. I know exactly. What
And then they gave $1 million to the hotel and the food and the that.
I
thought
take it they're
tomorrow-
singing original shit.
well, their original shit. They're singing their original songs. But anywho, that's not what we're talking about. That's going on too. But there's booking agent guys that book that show.
Right.
They're like a Golden Voice or someone like that, Irving Azoff or the Dogs. With that kind of money, the Eagles are playing conventions.
Ooh.
My boy, Matt Swarm, he's playing with fucking, it's common knowledge that
Right.
these guys love to play these corporate events because you can walk in, you don't have to do tickets. You're still playing your songs. I just did a show with Sugar Ray for the Corona Del Mar, whatever, blah.
Sugar Ray Leonard, boxer.
No, Sugar Ray the band.
Oh, okay.
Sugar Ray. I just want to fly. Put your arms around me, baby.
Arms around, baby.
They love corporate events. That's it. That's all they do. They don't have to sell no tickets.
Bruno Mars does that.
Okay,
all day
so
long.
let's talk about this.
Right.
Why do you play music? In one word.
Passion.
Passion.
Lifestyle.
Lifestyle. Okay, good.
It's just part of life.
They don't.
Money.
Right.
Money.
I just saw an interview. They said that Puff Daddy's the most gangster motherfucker in New York. And I was like,
Puff?
I knew he was like deep in, but they're like, oh no, they're starting to talk, now with this Kanye West, everybody's talking.
Well,
All the little birds are starting to chirp, Maze.
No.
Starting to come out like, oh, bro, beep, 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 and Professor Griff.
Ooh,
Really?
From Public Enemy. They kicked him out because he said some Jewish stuff, whatever, years ago.
Right.
Anyways, the game has changed, so let's change the game, but let's change the game here in the desert first. Let's clean up our own home before we clean up the world. You know what I mean? And I think this podcast could be the place for that.
That's it.
I think this is a place where we can be informative. Like I thought that this was a trailer, a start
Pilot.
off.
This is pilot.
This is a pilot.
Ronnie King flying on the helicopter. You know what I'm saying? Pilot shit.
Yeah, but for you guys too. I mean, and then we come back and we shoot the openers, the closers.
Absolutely.
I mean, if we can make it legitimate, then when Peter Dante comes, it looks legitimate.
Nice.
When Mello comes,
Nice.
it's legitimate. I'll go take him for golf,
Right.
but you guys hit him up here with a nice party and some da better pipa.
So if you had something to say as far as advice in a few short words, what would you tell people listening I don't care if they're plumbers or architects or in music or whatever it is. If you had some life advice, because it sounds like you're someone that's been around the block and then some, you know your craft, you're in tune with life. What is your advice? Rodney King to the world.
Well, if Rodney King would have said it, and I'll leave that right there because when you see the edit, you'll understand why I just did that.
Oh, yeah.
Because he just called me Rodney King.
Oh, yeah.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
Do you see that? He said Rodney King.
Right.
So then I went, well, if Rodney King would have said it, he would have said, don't
I did not
me.
catch that.
I don't know if we did it.
Don't beat me down. What was it? Can't we all just get along?
I did not catch that.
Now that's a funny
Mm-hmm.
That's a funny story in and of itself, and I'll just tell you one funny story about that. So sometimes I had to be very clear on my credits, my publishing, and everything, because at that time, Rodney King, his name was going around a lot.
Right.
So they would say, hey, Ronnie King's going to come, and they say it kind of fast, and Rodney King was so, apparent in the world that they would know it's me, or when Ronnie King, and they're like, oh, Ronnie King, okay. But when they start doing the credits and shit, they might put Rodney King or Ron King,
You have
whatever.
to hit him up like, yo.
I come in 2:00 in the morning. I come to a session, a place called Echo Sound. It was the East Siders and Snoop were in the back. Ice Cube was in the front, and they called me to do the Ice Cube session, right? They said, just bring the Moog. I'm like, okay.
So you're on stage with Ice Cube,
no,
right?
not. This is in the recording studio.
Boom. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Recording.
So I come in the recording studio. I go back, high five all the East Siders, Snoop. Hey, what's up? What's up? Hey, what's up? What are you doing? I got a call. The engineer called me. Producer called me for Ice Cube. Oh yeah. He's working on something real nice over there. Just gonna do my thing, whatever. But come in with my Moog. Cube looks at me and he's like, "What the fuck?" He goes, "Who in the fuck's a white boy?" Then the engineer's like, "Oh, that's Ronnie King. He's gonna play the keyboard." Like, what's this white boy gonna do on my record?
Right.
He's voicing it. Voicing it? He's saying that, or you?
No. In his voice, if I could have said it, I said, "Hey, man," like I would always do when the conversation.
Right.
And this wasn't the first conversation that I've had. So then I go, "Hey, I'm just the keyboard player, man. I'm just, whatever."
Yeah.
I was just set the fucking keyboard up, man. Let's see what you can do.
Oh,
Going into a session.
nice.
When was the last time you ever went into a session where
Like
someone
that?
said,
Like
"Motherfucker,
that?
show me something new"? You get in there in the studio and get in lax. Ain't nobody pushing you.
Right.
And you make non-push records. That's why you don't sell nothing.
So you get in there.
I mean, you see what I'm saying?
So you go
But
in there.
I'm giving you that energy.
Right.
That's what we have to change right here in the desert. We have to push ourselves. We have to push ourselves to go past the dream sequence.
Right.
Go past we call it the idea of grandeur. Right now, this podcast is just an idea of grandeur. It's just a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
But until it gets to now, let's follow along with the Ice Cube story.
Right.
It's the idea of grandeur. I'm just trying to go in there, get my money, make
So
my
after
money.
I
I come in, I set the keyboard up. That's back in the days when you had the keyboards that wasn't,
Got
okay.
it.
Come in. He's like sitting there. Okay, boom, boom. I hear a guy in the back start singing this bass line. I click into it. I start playing that bass line. Fucking Cube stands up. Yeah. Only because the guy behind him was singing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
These are these beautiful moments of tactics of whatever. So anyways, I finish everything. Dude, you're great. I mean, that's the most fantastic thing ever. And he goes, that was the most funniest thing. I thought they said Rodney King was going to come play the keyboard, and he thought that was the weirdest shit ever.
Just-
And then some white dude shows up and becomes his friend. Long story short, he pushed me, right? Who's this fucking white boy? What do you get? Come into my studio the next time, or I'll come into yours.
Right.
And you look at me like, okay, fucking white boy, what are you gonna do?
Oof.
At my studio.
Right.
What are you gonna do? We have to push ourselves like that as musicians.
Absolutely.
Damn,
In
that's
LA,
real.
they don't play. In LA, oh no. You didn't go to that studio the other day and no. I
Right.
saw
No, I hear you.
that
I
session.
hear
You
you.
guys were quiet as kept, maybe got some, but because they were in there working.
And on that note, I get it because I've done shows.
And that's what I'm saying.
I've done shows in Hollywood where everyone in the fucking audience is a rapper.
Right.
Nobody gives a fuck what you're rapping about. They're all waiting for the mic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So it's like, everybody's a hip hop head, so I feel what you're saying. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
LA's a little rough like that. Because you're up on the fucking stage and you're fucking rapping your fucking heart out, and these motherfuckers are just like, tapping their foot for their fucking turn. So I get it. You see what I'm
And that's
saying?
what I'm saying, getting back to us musicians here
Yep.
in
Right.
the Coachella Valley. We need to push ourselves to a higher level. We need to be that hard.
Yeah, I hear
Like
you.
when you came to the house and you did Ronnie King flying in on a helicopter, Mr. Eve, I was like,
Yeah.
for sure, that was the most toughest verse.
And he,
It made me really not want to fuck with the song at all. I mean, I just wanted to just deal with that part.
right.
You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. We were working, me and him and Dante were working on a record, Chateau Relaxo. And it's basically like an anthem for Ronnie's studio.
Yeah, it's a
And
song about the...
For everybody who's been
got
there,
it.
going
Got
through the
it.
dirt road, basically the experience you had the first
Right,
time.
going through the dirt road
Literally,
to the studio.
I literally do.
Spit that shit, though.
I
It's
literally was
brilliant.
like, it goes,
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
we take the dirt road to the chateau, middle of nowhere, but it feel like home. Somewhere deep in the desert, no reception on my phone. Was it?
No.
I don't remember the
I
rest.
get
No,
it,
you
I
did
get
it way better
I
than that.
I get it.
I don't
I
remember
put him
how-
on the
I don't
point.
remember
I
how
put
it
him
went.
on the spot.
Right. I hear you.
But
I hear
but
you.
he wrote the best, because one time I did fly a helicopter into the front yard and parked it overnight,
It's been a while since
which is totally illegal.
he
By the
flies
way,
in
I
out.
don't think we have.
Basically, like what
I don't
did-
think we have insurance on that, babe. Thank God it came and went.
Well, we're right here on Spitwad, the very first episode of Spitwad. It's a podcast, baby. Y'all know what it be, what it do. We're right here with Ronnie King, not Rodney King, Ronnie King, the epic, extraordinary producer, arranger from
come
the
in.
Valley.
My whole new thing now is songwriter, music distributor.
There you go. And that is added to his reputation, his goddamn
Yeah,
resume.
that's my new thing I want to do.
Right?
I
And-
want to be like you. You're a
There you
content
go.
creator.
Hey, that's what it's about, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right?
I did the music thing, and now I want to do the social media content. creator. I
Social
wanna be
media
involved in a lot of
king,
different things.
But it's
everything.
And now
also-
we're doing the podcast, but it all ties together.
Absolutely.
It all ties together because you're gonna meet people
Right.
in this environment that you're gonna take back to your studio with. It all connects. It all connects. It all stays in house.
Absolutely.
It all stays in house. And then the house that I want to build for the Coachella Valley is where musicians can come in and get real transparency on what's going on in their community.
Right.
Nice.
For them and for us.
So give us some words of wisdom as we are concluding our very first podcast right here. What would you tell a young person that wants to be like you, as successful as you are and as extraordinary as you've been as a producer or a songwriter or an artist?
Kanye
What would you
West,
tell
huh?
them?
You're Kanye Westing me.
What would you tell them?
You're Kanye West.
I'm going to Kanye West you back on that.
Okay. What are them words? Tell us. What would you tell them, Ronnie?
Spitwad.
Kanye don't talk no more. He's done. He took like a week off. Because everything he said before, they were like on him. So he's like, all right, then I'm not going to say anything for a couple weeks.
Turn the volume down.
Turn the volume. Watch that Farrakhan, because Farrakhan is beautiful, dude. He's coming in now, really. I think Farrakhan's really coming in our lifetime to be the OG that he really is, bro. And he's not, I mean, yes, he's had to take a hard stance other places, but as long as it's equal opportunity thought pattern.
Right.
And that's the problem they're having with the Kanye West. It's not equal opportunity. They're giving the president of the United States airtime, and the guy can't even fucking talk about nothing. Kanye's spitting real knowledge.
Yeah.
But they're giving Homeboy.
Problem is it's too real.
Huh?
The problem is that it's too fucking honest.
But
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
the world we live in. We're all
Yeah.
gender specific,
Yeah,
and they're
he's too-
teaching the
he's
kids.
too
I mean,
fucking
if
raw.
that's what we're gonna do,
He's real raw. That's the issue.
He doesn't filter himself. He's like, if he feels it, he's gonna spit it out. It's kind of like when he went on stage, started ranting about Google, Jay-Z, and the whole industry.
Right.
What they do? They silenced him. Hit him
Right.
with the whole mental health issue.
Yeah.
Throw him
Yeah,
away.
absolutely.
Disappeared off the radar until they brought him back. You know what I'm saying?
but it's all happened with everybody. The Beatles did it.
Right.
When the Beatles were talking about, that's what we have is freedom.
It's that media. It's that.
That's what we
censorship.
have is freedom as musicians to be able to say what we want to say.
And that's the beauty of it.
That Illuminati.
Poetic license.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have editors in the back that are
Yeah,
going to make us look
absolutely.
really good. And then we content control, and we only put the narrative out that we want to put out.
Right.
Like this interview,
Right.
we did a 360 on all kind of topics.
Yeah,
Right,
we did.
Right.
So it's how we're going to edit it, smooth them in, bring them in a little bit on this.
And everything's the edit.
Right.
And then we get some other guys in there, and we don't just blow them out,
Right.
because we got to be incognito because of the TV stations and all that. We want to be the real voice.
Right.
We don't want to be like CNN and Fox. We want to be like Newsy and all these new fresh ideas for the
Keep
desert.
it raw.
Dude, and let me
Keep
tell
it
you what, in
raw.
the desert, we can do that. We have the wherewithal, we got the money, we got the fucking people, we got the celebrities. We can talk, we can be kind of the guinea pigs in a way. You
In
know,
an interesting way. Yes.
in an because we come from the artist's perspective. So it's like
Absolutely.
Kanye says, I ain't got nothing to lose. What are we gonna lose?
Right.
Yeah.
You think there's a club owner in this whole town that's gonna like even phase my career?
Right.
But
Word.
I might be able to change a musician's career.
And that's
There
where
you
make that-
go.
and that's where you make that impact. Hey,
That's
Ronnie
right.
King said this in that podcast that day that stuck here.
That's right.
That made this impact in his community because he, called motherfuckers out on their shit.
And then we all unionize in a way that says, look, man, if we can just come together, let's just take step by step. Get everybody for mix. We used to do it in LA all the time. We used to get together for mixers with the Grammy Association, BMI, local musicians union.
Yes.
Dude, we used to hate Sunset Strip.
Mm.
We used to go to meetings, and we used to sit there, and the union used to go, man, they're not paying union wages.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
But that's only because they're unionized.
Well, we are Spitwad. We
Spitwad?
are.
So we
in-
just do a lot of spitwads at the wall.
That's
and we
it.
can edit
you know?
everything.
We're right here. My man X right here. Xpression. We got
Hey.
Ronnie King.
Ronnie King.
Right here, your man Coyote, the Konnection.
Kryptic
We
music
are,
in the building, baby.
We are something new to the Coachella Valley, to the world. We're spreading the word, spreading the musician point of view to
Yeah.
you. And we're just privileged here to be able to interview Rodney King, a person, entrepreneur.
Was it Rodney or Ronnie right there?
Rodney
That
King.
was like a slur.
It was like a little bit
Ah,
in
did I say it
between.
again?
Was it like a
It's like
Rodney?
Did
a
I just say
slur,
Rodney King?
like,
It was like a-
Not
like,
the Rodney King that died in the pool. Not that guy.
A guy died in the pool?
He died in the pool.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. He ended up dying in the pool, dude. And he got his settlement. Rodney King, the LA riots back then, that's what we were talking about, right? So he ended up like buying a house, whatnot, got like $2-3
Just
million.
wanted to live normal and then died in the pool.
Yeah, and then one day he just gets drunk. He gets drunk, and Rodney King ends up swimming and falling asleep in his pool in his backyard and just dies.
You don't believe it.
He died. That's
don't
what he
believe
said.
it.
That's
You
what
do not
supposedly
believe
the
that.
story is.
You do not believe that.
That's what they said.
Go to our people, dude. We
Illuminati.
you know what I'm saying? Go over to those guys and how they would have thought.
Right.
Oh, this cat just got all that money.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, he ain't gonna last long. That's why Kanye was like saying, "Hey man, they're gonna come after me." And who was that? Was like, well, that's what they're saying about George Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
He said that day, he's like, they're coming for me. They're like, he knew in a
Oh,
way, because we're all pretty destined for greatness in some way.
Right.
Right.
George Floyd.
When you're touching, it's kind of like Nipsey.
Nipsey the same way.
Nipsey was tapping into the whole Dr. Sabi thing. With the you know what I'm saying?
with
the
with
big
our boy,
pharmacy and the
Steve
whole,
LaBelle.
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
So,
Fuck with big
No,
pharma. You're
it's
fucked.
real. It's real talk. And you know what? For the desert, we have our own little small community to do it. But if we just focus on us, we can all play music in freedom a little better.
Get paid.
2, get paid by the people that need to pay fan funding, even if it's that. But things have to change even for that to look right.
Right.
So that's a good topic. That's a good little something to ask you. Are you afraid to talk about big pharma? Is your regular person out there kind of that doesn't think about things like this? And this is an interview, right? Controversy. What would someone talk about on a podcast? Because it's going worldwide. Are we afraid of politics, talking about politics? Big Pharma, he was after him. Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
He was
definitely.
talking shit.
Oh, he was, yeah.
Right?
Well,
I mean,
I think for us, the Coachella Valley and the Coachella Valley music scene is probably enough for us for right now.
okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Let's just try to get the musicians paid a little bit more money.
Right.
And then we're solving a problem,
Got it.
right?
Got it.
And if we're the advocates for it and we're like the bad guys, the boogeyman about it, because it don't matter for us. We don't play in this town anyway.
Right.
We don't play in the clubs. But you know what? A lot of my friends that are on the grind, they're grinding. And I'm like, man, and they're caught, stuck.
Yeah.
Stuck.
Well, the good thing is the grind is alive and popping.
Well, this is a beautiful creative event.
Yeah.
That's what I can say.
Oh, this is perfect. This is great.
So, all right.
Well,
so good.
We're good.
Spitwad,
Podcast.
Kryptic Rain Music,
Ronnie King.
Ronnie King.
Xpression. Coyote the Connection. Peace,
Joffrey,
baby.
peace and love to you, brother.
Give him a kiss, Ronnie. Woo!
And that goes from here all the way to Costa Rica and back.
Great, dude. Nice one.
All right.
We had to open it up, dude.
Yeah.